Hello children, welcome to the YouTube channel. I am a teacher, Dakshayani, handling biology from Badasar Vetric Higher Secondary School, Arakonam. Children, today we are going to see 10th standard biology chapter 16. What was the name of the chapter, children? Plant and animal hormones. So, what do you mean by hormone, children? So, in Greek, the word hormone means to excite. So, the word hormone is derived from the Greek word hormone, which means to excite. So, now we understood the function of hormone, that it makes us, our body, or it helps in a plant for performing several functions. It excites our body. So, there are two main species on the earth, children. One is a plant and another one is the animals. Right. So, how do the plant produces hormones? Right. There are certain cells in the plant. Which is responsible for producing the hormones. So, the plant hormones, we can use the term as phytohormones. Phyto means plant hormones, right? So, phytohormones. Likewise, we animals, we possess the endocrine glands, right? We possess as endocrine glands. For example, can you say any one of the endocrine glands, children? Yes, very good. Thyroid, like pituitary, thyroid. Right, like there are many endocrine glands in our body, and the main function of the endocrine glands is to secrete the hormones. But when compared to animals, the plant secretes only a low quantity of hormones, and that hormones are necessary for performing physiological as well as the cytological functions of the plant. For example, if the plant wants to grow, it needs some hormones. If it wants to form the roots, if it wants to form the buds, for everything, for all this process, the hormones are required in small quantities. So, in this session, we are going to discuss about the plant hormones. Especially, there are many plant hormones, and in this session, we are going to discuss only about the auxins. So, what are all the different types of hormones, children? Auxins, right? Auxins, cytokinins, gibberellins, abscisic acid and ethylene. So, what are all the 5 hormones? Auxins, cytokinins, gibberellins, abscisic acid and ethylene. Out of this 5 hormones, first 3 hormones is responsible for regulating, for increasing the plant growth. They are responsible for stimulating the plant growth. Likewise, the next 2 hormones, that is abscisic acid, in short it can be written as ABA, abscisic acid and ethylene. These 2 hormones inhibits the plant growth. What do you mean by inhibits, children? Inhibits means stops. So, from this one more question is asked, children. What are the hormones that induces the plant growth, and what are all the hormones that inhibits the plant growth? So, these last 2 hormones inhibits the plant growth. So, now let us discuss about the first hormone, auxins. In the plant hormones, the first 3 hormones, what are they, children? Auxin, gibberellins and cytokinin. They induces the plant growth. For example, stem elongation, root formation, everything is induced by them. What? Induced by the first 3 hormones. Whereas the last 2, that is ethylene and abscisic acid, they are responsible for stomatal closure, abscission. What is abscission? Abscission means the leaves falls from the plant after senescence, that is after natural aging, the leaves gets withered from the plant. That process is said to be abscission. So, last 2 hormones are responsible, that is they are responsible for inhibiting the plant growth. So now we shall see about the auxins, right? The word auxin is derived from the Greek word auxine. Auxine means to grow. Auxine means to grow. So Kohl and Hagen Smith, they were the first persons to discover the auxin, and they found out that the auxins are responsible for growth. That is, they are mostly produced in the tip of the plant. They are produced by the cells which is present in the tip of the plant, and later on they move from upward, from tip to down, and they are responsible for the elongation of the stem. So this findings was discovered by Kohl and Hagen Smith. Later on, auxins, it was discovered by Darwin. At the time of Darwin's period, Darwin did some experiments in Phalaris canariensis. So it is a grass family, children, and while examining this plant, Darwin found out that this auxins, the hormone which is present at the tip of the plant, is responsible for growth as well as curvature. Curvature means what? The bend, right? As well as you see here, the stem is bent, that is a curvature. Some hormones are responsible for growth as well as a curvature of the stem, right? So this was proved by Darwin, and later on by these experiments we came to a conclusion that auxin is a hormone which is responsible for growth of the plant, and it was experimentally proved by Wendt. Wendt experiment, what was the full name, children? Fritz Omolt Wendt. Fritz Omolt Wendt. He was a person who experimentally proved the presence of auxin, and auxins are responsible for the plant growth. And he did his experiments in a plant, in a monocot plant, Avena sativa. Avena sativa. What is Avena sativa? Do anyone have the idea, children? Yes? Oryza sativa, rice. Avena sativa is oats plant. You all know oats, right? Yes, it is a oats plant. He did his experiment with the oats. So, it is a oat plant, right? And what we all know that the roots is formed from coleorhiza, and coleoptile is responsible for the formation of the plumule, that is a shoot system. Wendt, what he did, he cut the tip of the coleoptile. This is a coleoptile. He cut a tip of the coleoptile, and he found out that after some times he found out that for many days there was no growth in the plant, right? And later on what he did, he placed that decapitated tip. Decapitated means removed. Decapitated tip on the agar block, right? Agar is a substance which absorbs the watery contents, right? So he placed that decapitated tip of the Avena plant on the agar block, and later on he found out that there is no change in the agar block also, and later on he removed the tip of the plant and he placed only that agar block on the coleoptile, and later on he found out that the stem starts to grow, and he came to a conclusion that something from the agar is transformed to the coleoptile, that is, that from the tip of the plant some substance get diffused into the agar, and when we place that agar on the coleoptile, it induces a plant growth, and later on it is found that the tip of the plant contains the enzyme auxin. Auxin, which is responsible for the plant growth. This auxin is absorbed by the agar, and when that agar block was placed on the coleoptile, it helped the plant to grow. So this was the experiment done by Fritz Warmout Wendt to prove that the auxins are responsible for the plant growth. Wendt experiment is a 5-mark question, children, and now we are going to see about the types of auxins. Right? Some hormones are naturally synthesized from the plants and some are artificially prepared. So the hormones which we obtain directly from the plant, naturally from the plant, are said to be natural. So types of auxins, the first one is natural auxins. Natural auxins. The example for natural auxin is IAA. What is IAA? IAA is indole 3 acetic acid. So this is a chemical structure of indole 3 acetic acid, and the auxin, the type of auxin which is prepared artificially in the laboratory, we say it as artificial auxin. Artificial or synthetic auxin. The example for synthetic auxin is 2,4-D. 2,4-D. What is D? Dichlorophenoxy acetic acid. Dichlorophenoxy acetic acid. So types of auxins, it is a 2-mark question, children. And now we are going to see about the physiological functions of auxins. The first important function is that we all studied that, but it is proved by the Wendt experiment that the auxins which is present in the tip of the plant is responsible for the stem elongation. So the first important physiological function is that it is responsible for cell elongation, which leads to the growth of the plant. So this is the first physiological effects of auxins, and mostly during the tissue culture experiments and all, they use auxins for inducing the plant growth. And the auxins induce the root formation at lower level and inhibits at the higher level. Just important word, children, just note it down. Auxin promotes the root formation to at lower level, but inhibits the root formation. Inhibits means stops. It inhibits the root formation at greater extent or greater level. And another one important function of auxin is that it is responsible for apical dominance. What is apical dominance? When the plant starts to grow in height, the formation of lateral buds is suppressed and only the plant starts to grow from the apex. That we say it as a apical dominance. So this auxins stops the growth of inhibits the growth of the lateral buds, and it stimulates the plant to grow to increase in height only. So that is said to be apical dominant. So the lateral buds become dormant, that is inactive, and only the apical bud is active and it starts to grow in height. So from this we can conclude that the auxins are responsible for increasing the length of the plant. The another important physiological effects of auxin is that it is responsible for producing the parthenocarpic fruits. What I mean by parthenocarpic, children? Parthenocarpic means without seeds. Without seeds. The examples for parthenocarpic fruits are watermelon. Nowadays the watermelons are available without seeds, right? That is due to the activity of this auxins. So watermelon, lime and seedless grapes. So auxins is responsible for producing the parthenocarpic fruits, that is the seedless fruits. And the another important effects of this auxin is that it also promotes to abscission. Abscission means I told you already, right? The withering of leaves. After aging, the leaves become yellowish and it gets withered off from the plant. So auxins is also responsible for abscission. So now let us recap what are all the things we discussed, children. First we discussed about the plant hormones, what are all the plant hormones, and in that first we discussed about the auxins. Auxins means to grow, and first it was discovered by Kogel, it was also proved by Darwin, and later on the presence of auxin was experimentally proved by Wendt. We have studied the Wendt experiment, and later on we discussed about the physiological effects. Physiological effects of auxin. Effects of auxin, that is especially it is responsible for cell elongation, it is responsible, it induces the root growth, it is responsible for parthenocarpic fruits, it is responsible for apical dominance. This is the assessment given related to this topic, children. Just go through it. With this session comes to an end. In the description we have attached the study material, assessment and question bank for this lesson. Go through it. Thank you, children. Have a nice day.